Welcome to the Royal Gypsy Hood. My name is Rafamama. Did I start talking too early? Oh, welcome to the Royal Gypsy Hood. My name is Rafamama, coming to you live, center stage, here to give you the moon phase tarot. I have been trying to figure out my rhythm here, right? And I was trying to go by the signs every 2.5 days to do a video. You know, I don't want to set myself up for failure. I want to make sure I'm actually going with a flow, right? Of my own vibration. So anyhow, I have decided to go by the 8 moon phases instead. And I'll talk about each moon phase. Sometimes, you know, it passes 3 moon phases or three zodiac signs within that phase. Sometimes 2, sometimes 1. So this video is going to be about the Gemini first quarter moon and, you know, the hours leading up to it. As, you know, the moon moves into Gemini while it is still a crescent moon, and then at the final stage, it moves into the first quarter moon. So, first and foremost, you know, I think I just really want to get into the tarot reading. Before I even look at the chart. So I am very slow when it comes to these videos, and I think that's why that's why I have a hard time with doing daily or even with every shift of the sign, because I take what tends to become hours kind of meditating and flowing myself, and usually I'm in some sort of song or melody, and you know, shaking and moving things, you know, within me, my water body, and because I don't want to come at this haphazardly on some routine, right, that feels forced. That's the hard part, you know, about mixing, you know, your passion with your livelihood, you know. However, that's kind of how we got to do it in order to, you know, be free from the matrix code, right? So I'm still working out the kinks, you know, figuring it out, getting my instructions one at a time. Holy Spirit, I just thank you. Breathe a breath of life over these cards and give us the message for this Gemini first quarter moon. Ooh, we even got the Gemini card, the Lovers. It's card number 6. This came up in the last reading. I am receiving. Yo, this is so in alignment with my meditation. Which was primarily on the toilet, by the way. I am traveling. I did shut my door. I think my roommate is here. Number 1, I am the High Lady of love and compassion, reverence, kindness, and consideration, which goes along with the sun, baby. I say that because the sun also represents love. Leo. My puppy loves my roommate. The web weaver, synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect is in reverse. The web weaver. The arrow master, hitting the mark, intention, and detachment. I'm going to show all of the tarot cards in just a moment. Gemini is definitely very logical, right? Field of Dreams in reverse. I am receiving. Compass in reverse. Okay, so meanwhile, Pisces is still in retrograde, of course. And that is where we have to be patient. And that is why the reversals come up, because we still have some downloads to receive, some clarity, some messages that Spirit wants to share with you, right? To bring light upon it, the sun, to bring life and vitality into that which you are to birth. I am receiving. Okay, so the reason I connect receiving with birth is because when a woman becomes impregnated, you know, she's receiving. She has to receive in order to birth. After the sun comes the Five of Swords. This is Venus in Aquarius. After the Five of Swords comes the Queen of Wands. Second row of 3 underneath the sun comes the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Next to the Pentacles in reverse is the Lovers, which is under the Five of Swords. Interesting. Builds up from the 5 to the 6 as well. And then we have the King of Wands, which is right underneath the Queen of Wands. Remember, I am receiving. I want to say that right now we are receiving direction in the spirit realm and in the dream realm. Regarding where we are to go next. I love how the Arrow Master is card number 10, which I identify the I am as 1, right? And 10 boils down to 1. I am the Arrow Master, hitting the mark, intention, detachment. So, I don't know. I dare say that some things, you know, are at this point seeming like they're potentially falling apart at the seams, maybe. You know, the plans aren't necessarily tying together, that some cords need to be cut, some strings need to be detached, very much represented again with the 5 of Swords, and also represented with the Arrow Master, okay? So in this process, while Mercury is retrograde, we are receiving downloads for a new dream that is more related to who we are and our identity and our individual purpose. Okay, the Web Weaver in reverse, this is really just, you know, a reminder that it's very easy to fall off course, right? Not necessarily fall, but veer off course. We always, hopefully, you know, end up going back into the right direction toward our North Node, you know. However, if we lose sight of it, right, and if we become attached to outcomes, we might be beating a dead horse trying to receive a new outcome, right, from the work that we are putting in our own effort. And what the message is for us is to let it go so that we can receive, to make space, to make way. Spring cleaning has definitely been you know, a theme, and me getting my home together as well. Home is so representative of Cancer, of family, the North Node, our spiritual destiny, anything relating to home, water body, you know, the moon, domesticated things, right? Nurturing children, cooking, you know, anything that we can do, however minor, minute, you know, insignificant it might feel. This is just a reminder that those things are what is going to help us to receive. Operating in that vibration in general is going to help us to receive everything that is needed for us to make way, or to make our way on our journey. You know, I am traveling. Okay, make sure that you get out of your own way. The Lovers, Gemini, definitely, you know, communications and networking is definitely a theme throughout this as well. And partnerships, you know, but not the kind that is like marriage, you know, but more distant yet near, you know, associates. And I feel it all positive, right? With the King and the Queen of Wands, definitely also representing travel, international travel, Sagittarius type of energy, fire, and things moving forward, right? We're in the place right now, right, that as we're working out things within us regarding trust and, you know, balance and, you know, paranoias, you know, fears, you know, from past situations that have shifted our minds more into a survival state, to where it has impeded our growth in the natural realm, right? The Queen of Pentacles, because we must flow more in the spiritual realm in order to get direct and clear visions, directions, specific information that is needed, right, in order for us to come across, to merge with our divine appointments. Synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. How do the birds know how to migrate? Migrate. You know, the landscape changes. You know what I'm saying? The terrain, like even like buildings, the landmarks change. You know, they migrate at different times. You know, of the year, depending on how the air feels, or, you know, whatever their divine intelligence is, right? In order to move at the appropriate timing is extremely important here. Timing and clarity of the vision. Mending and harmonizing. Mending, doing away with old perceptions, you know, that have caused us to repeat the same experiences with different people, right? The same feelings have triggered the same feelings within us repetitively. And, you know, we're doing away with that now. This is what the first quarter moon is calling us to do. Now, let me just read here. Where is my, there we go. Okay, so in the past few days, this is what has been happening as the moon has been, the crescent moon has been waxing. It's been a planting phase, right? Where we plant things that we desire to see in the natural realm, in the physical realm, before our very eyes. So we build on new projects. Whatever it is, the idea, the dream that you birthed when the new moon was in Pisces, you know, we began to build upon that. We put some action to it with more controlled energy and working out kinks with new lenses. So have you tried to accomplish this before? What worked and what didn't work? Old and new strategy. Prime time for planting that which grows above ground. Now, tomorrow we'll hit officially the Gemini quarter moon, and it is a time for watering. So the things that you have been in the past few days planting, you know, between your intention and even small actions, okay? Count your small actions as great deeds, right? Especially when you are following the natural tide of, you know, the universe, right? So at this point, as we're watering, we begin to water. Mental agility and self-expression and concentration are highlighted, all right? So enthusiasm has increased as projects unfold and previous efforts begin to manifest or bud. So here's the deal. Here's an example of that. Let me pull this back up. Here's an example of that. In the past few days, the things that I have done, now I want to expound on it. So the things that I had initiated, that I talked about that I put into the atmosphere. Those things now, I've initiated a few things but haven't completed the tasks. So now, at this point, I am going to further my work, right? So that I can feel extremely good about seeing significant differences that occur in just a short period of time. So it's time to wrap it up, you know. Well, not totally wrap it up, but wrap up the first phase, put it that way, okay? We're actually into the third phase, but it's the first quarter. If we're working in fours, which is ironically, you know, how the sun works as well. So, all right. So your project should be visibly unfolding, okay? And, you know, between pretty much, you know, yesterday or today, tomorrow, make sure that everything that you've been planting in the physical realm, from your meditations especially, to things revolving around watery energy, you know, particularly moon energy and Pisces energy, okay? I want to read the moon degree, which is at Gemini, 18 degrees. Not now. Renunciation of personal life. Living out beyond, stripped bare of identities, devoid of context. Clearing out the space, right? In our minds, we're not working based off of that foundation anymore. Defining your realm, not at all, okay? So don't try to define what it is and where you're going and what's next and all of the details. Being supplants doing. Being supplants doing. Dude, I want to look up that word. Define for me. Supplants. I know what it means, that it's better than, it surpasses, but I just want to see what they say. Because words are powerful. Supersede, and replace. Being replaces doing. Being replaces doing. So we're not trying to blend them at the same time. It replaces it. Being replaces doing. In this point in time, okay? It undermines doing. It overrides the doing, okay? Because I am the being, okay? Spaciousness follows when all of the stuff empties out. Freedom to unfold in any direction spirit indicates. Compass, North Node. An astounding quality of celestial detachment. Detachment, Aquarius. Detachment from the outcome. Just letting that arrow go. Directing it where you desire. From all mental fragments, okay, Aquarius and the Lovers, Gemini, very mental, very much air. Where was I? Oh, okay. An astounding quality of celestial detachments from all mental fragments whatsoever, and ultimately being groomed or trained in future arts which require steadfast adherence to the code of becoming multi-dimensionally open to the expanded self. I love that. Jupiter and Sagittarius, baby. What degree is Jupiter in right now? Let me check that out. Planet Watcher. Okay, so as of 9:20, this is universal time. The degree of Sag or Jupiter's in 23 degrees, which I actually read and talked about that the other day. I sure did. Changes, open to changes, open for a change of direction, for sure, of what we thought it would look like, right? Which requires steadfast adherence to the code of becoming multidimensionally open to the expanded self and not getting distracted by desires or ego fragments. To usher in a new era and co-create limitless possibilities in selfless, cool serenity. I love that. Sometimes we paint too many pictures, and it's kind of like, you know, if you and I are going to create a mural together, we have to co-create it, right? Yeah, I can do it myself, but then it's my work, you know. And sometimes if I harmonize with another, if I synchronize, right, with that of like mind, together in community, you know, with detachment from specific outcomes and personal gains, or, you know, with accolades that we may desire, you know, I don't want to say attention, but what is the word that I'm thinking of for our deeds, right? Acknowledgement, just acknowledgement. You know, it doesn't mean you want a big parade, but everyone wants some kind of acknowledgement. And Aquarius really refuses to do that. You know, you're just, you know, one of many fish in the sea. And, you know, this requires us to, in order to harmonize, if it's just our picture, right? But then we blend that with somebody else's picture and let go of some of our part, you know, but we still have our part. But, you know, when they actually link, you know what I'm saying, and blend and interweave together, it ends up creating this like masterpiece that you're just like, wow, that was divinely orchestrated, you know, through divine intelligence, right? The God in me honors the God in you, and we can co-create here. I love that the sun comes up. Oh, the sun will come up I always think of that song. Tomorrow. You know? So it's a new day. It's a new spring. It's a new birth. Be willing to receive, you know, not just resources, but ideas, you know, I don't want to say opinions, but alternate perspectives, you know, and filter, you know what I'm saying? But definitely this is a time with the first quarter moon that, what did it specify here? Mental agility and self-expression. Iron sharpens iron, okay? Gemini, the light and the dark twin. You know, in the darkness is where the light does its work. They come together, they merge. They don't really merge. It creates something new. So as you wrap up, or not wrap up, but like wrap up the first quarter of that which you have been planting during the waxing phases of the moon, or phase of the moon, you're just one step closer, baby. Take your time, sit back, connect with the I am that you are, right? The higher self, the God in me, and creator, right? Whose DNA is in my body. And that is the message here for the Gemini first quarter moon. Let me see if there's anything else I really want to talk about. I think I really did that during, as far as the astrology. You can check out the waxing crescent moon phase video if you would like. I talked about the yod, you know, I did, you know, I think I really talked about most everything that I wanted to talk about in that last video in terms of the astrology. And not a lot has changed except for we're in a different moon phase, but the foundations of the energy are pretty similar. You know, they progress through the degrees. And we'll leave it at that. So thank you for watching. Make sure that you subscribe if you would, and do get the notifications. And if you would like a reading, private reading, please go to rafahouse.com. First reading is half off. Until next time, nanu nanu, and peace be unto you.